So there's like a mage, and there's like a rogue type, and then there's like a knight. But I'm playing the knight.
I like
Oh,
that.
dude, he does the Achilles stab when I charge at a guy. Let me show you. You remember the movie Troy? Watch.
Oh, the jumping
So
stab.
yeah, the jumping stab, the lunging leap thing. What engine are you using to make this? And did you make these yourself, or did you pick these assets up from somewhere? Or
So for anything that's like filler or anything like that, like fodder or anything like that, normally I'll just take something from the marketplace, modify it. I do have a 3D artist that I started working with, so some of these models are going to be like taken out and replaced now that we have like more funding to actually do some of the stuff. But in terms of what's in the game currently, some of these are things I've kind of painstakingly put together in ZBrush. I am not very good at 3D modeling.
I mean, obviously this is inspired by Dark Souls as well, which is what my interest in playing it was. A lot of people are doing the Souls likes now. So what do you think is like the thing that you think is most important to like make it stand out?
Basically, the scope of the game would basically be you have these homunculus leaders that kind of each have their own individual way of sacrificing human lives. And then each one of them has their own philosopher's stone that you're basically going to be going to their location, defeating them, and just putting a stop to them sacrificing people in the hopes of preventing their ritual. So in this case, this first area, this is like Envy's location. Instead of Envy being like this person who basically just wants things, whatever, it was a child in this case, and the child has this Grimwick curse that he's using to transform these people into kind of like his family, which is basically what you're fighting throughout the tutorial. I think it comes down to like the overall structure of like what Souls-like presents, like playing through like pretty much all the Dark Souls games and other Souls-likes, Lies of P most recently. Like the Souls-like formula is perfect for telling a story with a set path that keeps like exposition and all these things in a perfect row, where you're not like just bombarding someone with story like in some action games or some other stories. And it presents like an opportunity to really create different worlds that people can explore. So that's kind of what I wanted to emulate, like the exploration of kind of like what you would have in Dark Souls, but have some of the story elements and different features of Fable. Because there are things that are somewhat like demon doors, things that are somewhat like interesting joke NPC quests and stuff like that.
So this game, Houston, it came out of a game jam. So can you tell us a little bit about the story behind that? Like you were working on this for a game jam, and then you decided to like make this into a full project?
And then out of nowhere, someone from my Discord tells me that they've been in talks with this guy named Scott Prather, who's in charge of Rogue Gaming, or Rogue, the gaming company. And that company now has Reggie Fils-Aime had taken charge over basically Rogue and was their like main CEO. And he basically had like this whole Rogue Game Jam competition that people were basically telling me I need to sign up for. And we finally get to the phases where I'm like competing. They're looking at my game, they're testing it. I'm hearing all these positive things, and I'm like, wait a minute, I was planning on stopping and starting over and then pivoting this into something else. And they basically said, nope, keep going. And then finally we had the big release of like the Rogue Game Jam video, and I got like, it's not really like third, it was just like second or third because there were 3 people in the finals, but it was to win $500,000 from IGN. And it was going to be huge for the game, but we didn't win. They still haven't even announced the game that did win, so like I don't know if that like publishing deal even went through with them. But fast forward to now, after that I basically just started over entirely, fixed the project up to where I wanted to be, and kind of changed the pivot to be something I was more like passionate about in the moment.
Who did the voice work for this? Was it you?
So I have a community on my Discord of freelance voice actors, and basically I'll let them like audition for any like the lines, specific roles they want, and they'll just come in, and if I like their like delivery, I'll normally like have them do the role, and then we'll just do all the paperwork and stuff, broadcasting rights, the whole 9 yards, and they'll just be in the game as certain characters. But there's pretty much a lot of them.
Father wishes to celebrate your talents. You've outdone yourself, Tarek. Never has he seen such a display
It was a
of
huge
art.
undertaking to try to balance a team-based mechanic as my first RPG, when a lot of people just start with a basic hack and slash adventure. That's kind of what this is. There's a few intricacies to it, but it's mainly just a really good engine for a combat system and a really good engine for a story.
Yeah, so that's how I saw it too. It's like a foundation, very solid, lots of potential, right? How long have you been working on this title then? Since you like Fade itself.
6 or 7 years, because like I basically like took everything I had. I was learning Unreal Engine, and I had to like wipe everything away. And then after IGN and stuff, it's been like probably like 3 to 4 years since then. So that's how long I've been working on this version of the game.
You have a Kickstarter going on for this game right now. Tell us a little bit about that, and also like what are your ambitions? Like how big do you want this to be in terms of like the length of the game, and how much more you hope to accomplish? What kind of things we can expect to see from it when it's finished?
Balance my day job with game dev like I have been doing, and then just have the funds I need to finally pay the artists to make the bosses. And then me designing an area, like for example, this area you're in right now, for me to design this place, I think it took like around like maybe 6 hours of time. So if I'm dedicating like time during the weekends to kind of just make levels, I think I can churn it out for just that amount. And then anything beyond stretch goals is just going towards like funding for certain things to speed up our development pipeline. It's all just to get the game finished overall.
The environment's pretty cool. I backstab that guy. Looks pretty cool, right?
The success kind of stems from I made the page it communicates very well what we're trying to do and what the different things mean for the project, as well as it communicates the team better.
You're hosting a speedrunning competition?
Yes. And this is mainly because one of my friends gave me a good idea regarding it. He basically said, I've been speedrunning your demos since you started the new update and stuff. And he said, I found 8 bugs. And I said, what do you mean you found 8 bugs? And then I would just like join his Discord call and just watch him tear the game apart. And he speedruns everything. So I was like, why don't I just change this into just a larger thing and just have most people do the new update, so I can see all the different glitches, because I do have some people in my community that aren't telling me things that they found that they're using to exploit certain things. Like one is well known, which is going to be removed soon. Someone told me that once you get to level 50, since I haven't done the data table for level cost after 50, any level after 50 is just free. So they'll just get to level 50 and just spam the button till all their stats are like max. So there's a lot of stuff like that.
What now? I'm gonna try this boss again. He's killed me like every time. It's an option. All right, let's see. I'm gonna probably die here.
So this homunculus has like plant powers, I guess?
So the Grimwood Curse is basically derived from this like seed. There aren't many of them in existence, and most of them are kind of like just like really lost treasures type thing that people don't want to touch. But it's kind of like an old school curse that used to happen a long time ago. So in this case, this homunculus has been given this by the person that they're working with.
All right. Well, the game is called Fade, guys, and thank you for showing it to us.